You dumb dummy.
I did a setting book is what I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, you were right the first time.
Look, I'm just here for copy editing. I'm not here to speak, okay?
Well, by the way, I am gonna help with tables and stuff. I was planning on doing that, and then endurance took as long as they did. So,
No
yikes.
worries.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Hey, Valerie, I forgot your name because I'm dying.
Hi. It's okay. I'm very tired.
I'm glad you're not in a busy library this week.
And Jasper's not here, so I guess that's it, right? We got
I think
everybody?
that's it. Yeah.
All right. Let's fucking do it. Okay, so I guess I'll start with a quick art roundup real quick.
Could you
Like
repeat the number
to...
that we have until?
It went down. It went down a little bit, but we're still up over 80%.
Oh, not the art. How many days do we have left to have
Oh.
our finished PDF
I don't-
that has
I
to
don't
be sent?
wanna
to hear it. I don't.
Gotta hear it.
Gotta
Gotta
hear
hear it.
Now it's less than 37 and more than 35.
Oh, okay.
That should not have taken that long.
I had to double check my math before I said it. Yeah, so and speaking of other numbers that are less depressing, though, we are up over 80% finished for art. If you combine the stuff that's in progress and the stuff that is done, we are 92.15% through.
Oh my God.
Which leads me to a couple things. Let me check my notes. Symbols. So the guilds and groups are under control. Where are we at with the demonic pantheon? I thought I saw a note that those might get nixed.
Yeah, that was something we talked about where...
Yes, we did.
yes.
I honestly, that was a ditching for weight thing.
Yeah.
Where we were getting to the point where there was so many doodads, like emblems and stuff like that just weren't getting done. And we were still waiting on that. We were like, well, I mean, it's not like an organized religion. It'd be like a cult-like worship if there were worship of demons. So it's not as regimented, but while it would be nice to have those emblems, it's not something that's completely necessary.
Okay. Could we make that decision tonight?
Sure. I'm
Let's
fine
just
with
decide.
nixing them.
Okay. I mean, I agree with the reasoning. I think that where they're not a formalized religion, they wouldn't necessarily have holy
That's kind
symbols.
of where I was at, and because it would have to be something that, like, okay, to me, it asks more questions than it answers.
Yeah, who
Where it's
designed it?
Yeah, it's like, who designed this? What meeting was held? Where is the network that big? If it is, then why aren't they more organized? That type of thing. It just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was fine with it.
I mean, so off the top of my head, something that I thought might be a nice compromise in between is if you took maybe a character for each of them from the demonic alphabet that Bree made up and maybe stylized those a little bit. You get very simple kind of just like almost sigils instead of
okay.
That's actually
Instead of
I kinda
full-on
like
symbols.
That sounds kind of runic.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm confused. Why there are the symbols going with characters or just like in the demonic pantheon?
No. He means a character from the alphabet, not a character.
Yeah.
Right,
sorry.
no. I mean the symbol. It's not the.
For the demonic
The
pantheon, right?
Yeah, there's a pantheon section,
Right.
and all the gods had little thingies, and we were thinking of getting all the demons little thingies, but that kind of fell
okay.
through. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're talking about cutting those for time reasons. But I think I like the idea of a simplified like sigil, though, if that works.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
sounds
Less
perfect.
formalized. Okay.
Sure.
Still kind of mysterious. Also, I mean, depending on how you do it, they could also contribute to the cipher, like
That's true.
the first letter of each.
Yeah.
Honestly, that
I don't know.
makes to me
That's
that makes
hot.
yeah, that makes more
Yeah.
sense to me because that's the kind of thing you'd have to draw in the dirt to summon them or something like that.
Yeah.
So more
Oh,
like
yeah.
almost like a kanji symbol or something like that. Something more. Yeah, that just seems like that makes more sense to me than a
Okay,
flat out
so-
picture.
Bree, if you want to play around with that, I'm totally fine with
Yeah,
doing it that way.
That sounds
Okay.
perfect. They're all in vector, which was very hard to learn, but because of that, you can actually make them bigger and smaller and all of that, and it doesn't pixelate. So,
So exactly.
Yeah.
So we might not even need to change them if you just want to present a large version of what, 7 of the characters? How many demons are in the pantheon? Is it 7?
7.
Seven.
Yeah, 7
Yeah.
demons, 10 gods.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, whatever you two decide. I think that's a simpler one that
Sounds
saves
perfect.
resources and time and is still pretty cool.
Yeah.
So.
And that way there's still something in the book to look at, because I know Jasper's dealing with issues with white space right now.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let me do something real quick because I want to feel good about this. Hang on.
I got one of those last night where, like, I finished one of the first modules, and I'm like, hey, I just want to feel good about this for a second.
Yeah, that's fantastic, because that's one of those unknown things.
Yeah.
Where until we get
Until we
one
get
done,
one,
we don't
yeah.
know how long it takes, and it's like time's ticking. We gotta go. That type of
And
thing.
it's without any of the stats and things, which are there for you to fill in. It's
Yeah.
5 pages. So
Oh, it'll be more than that when I get done.
obviously, yeah, and it's supposed to be 10 pages.
Right.
So it should be exactly on the money.
That should be. That sounds about right.
So removing those 7 symbols from the image list, because technically they're kind of already done at this point.
Yeah.
We are now 94.89%.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, because those were all different things.
Yeah.
We literally have 1 monster to do over.
Oh, the Tig, my white whale.
4 food recipes to
Yeah.
draw.
Where the fuck is Jasper? No.
He said he was
2
gonna do them tonight.
2 other items, which I can look up what those are, and 5 pieces of module art. That's all we haven't touched yet. That is
That's
a
sexy.
tiny, tiny list.
So good.
As for the stuff that is classified under other, that is the calendar,
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's yeah.
and I think the module cover.
Which,
Yeah,
by
the
the
module
way,
cover.
I fucking loved that mock-up.
Yeah, the shattered glass idea. I think if we took the art that we're getting and put them into the shards of glass, I think
That
that'd
is
be fucking
beautiful.
perfect and
Okay.
free.
Yeah.
So like, it'd be really dumb not to do it.
Beautiful and free is right where I'm at.
Yeah, so my thought was to have it be obviously more centered because I didn't draw it right, but have it be like it's smashed in the middle, splintered out on all sides, and the larger facets would have clips from those adventures, and maybe the remaining facets can combine like somebody looking in the mirror. Maybe we can have Lauren or somebody else
Yeah.
kind of reflected in the remaining pieces that don't show a piece of a module.
Dude,
So
I'm all on board. By the way, I like that you did that, and it's like, sorry, it's so shitty, and it's 10 times better than
You're
anything.
right.
Yeah. Than anything ever.
Yeah.
well, it was drawn this big on a piece of notepaper.
Right,
So,
but like,
yeah.
Oh, this is the worst thing anyone could ever do. I could
didn't
never do
say
that.
Bottom-
sorry, I
five.
barely shredded this guitar solo, guys.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
On the subject of modules, DNR's module.
Yeah.
I guess we could talk about it here. We were
Yeah.
gonna like post a video, but we got.
Well, I
we
can
had
actually.
work.
Well, yeah, I could post the poll with this video. Hi, everybody
go.
out there
Hi,
in
everybody.
Kickstarter land. So, we have Casey. Casey's doing something with the Minotaur. Now, the Minotaur were originally going to be the subject of the module I was doing.
Charging forward.
Charging
which
forward.
we unlocked
Yes,
through stretch goals.
through stretch goals, and then that became okay. Well, Casey seemingly wanted to tell a very similar story, so I was like, okay, well, we'll just combine them, and maybe we'll make it bigger. And Casey's thing is kind of, it's very much about the Minotaur, but it's splintering differently.
Yeah.
So we were thinking about just making Charging Forward something else.
Like a different story. We had 2 other ones that we were going to unlock if we had kept meeting stretch goals, or we could just come out with a whole new story.
And kind of reading the room when it comes to the book itself.
Hi, John.
Hi.
He said hi.
We have a lot of dungeon crawling type stuff, and we can kind of read the room and just see what might be a good fit or something that we might be missing, and kind of go that way. Didn't know how you guys felt, but we were going to put a poll up just to make sure no one would be offended at that, because they're still getting a Minotaur story. It's just it's just a little different than
I don't think anyone will have a problem.
I don't think anyone will care, but
I
it's
think
nice
that
to
there's
ask.
maybe 3 people that remember that's the module we unlock.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Right.
Like, that is not the reason they'd sign. Oh man, am I gonna get a module in a side book about a Minotaur?
The ones they
Sign me
wanted,
up.
yeah, the ones they wanted were the ones that I'm running for those groups, which is the Darmok one and the Lauren one. They wanted those, but I'm not. No. We didn't unlock those.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. Vote about that, I guess.
Yeah, so if you're watching, wow, that is so good. Vote or whatever.
Vote
You
below,
should.
maybe.
Are
I
you
don't know
gonna
where it goes.
put a? So you said you're gonna put a poll.
Yeah, in this post.
Okay. Make sure you also explain it in words, so if people don't want to read it,
Oh,
they can
yeah.
still contribute.
Oh, of course. I know 98% of the people who get these updates don't watch this whole video.
Yeah. Okay. Just
Or
Maybe
yeah.
like in the title we'll put like poll included too, so that people.
Most
who
of this is
usually
just to
skip
prove we
over-
didn't run away with the money.
Yeah.
Like, people know it's like, oh, they're still here. They're still
We're
around.
working on it. Okay.
I would
It
run
isn't
away
good.
with the
We got
money.
this.
Well, that's why you don't have the money.
And we have it
Yeah.
documented.
Call every video. Haven't given up yet.
Still trying.
Thought about it.
36 days.
Super tired. Want to die. Still here.
That's like a month.
It's not like a month.
It's a month and 6 days.
And remember,
This isn't
we're
good.
trying.
5 days,
Hold
depending on how you look at it.
What we're trying to do, Val, is get a finished copy done by November. By
Oh, thank God, yay!
No, stop. By February 14th, so we can print it out and read it and check it
Yeah.
again. So remember, now we basically have like 29 days.
So that brings me to my next point.
Valerie's nervous breakdown. We should talk.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: is we kind of were really indulgent before with the amount of editing passbacks that we were doing for the for the Regents chapter. It's a very complicated chapter. We had to make sure that everything was right. We're all kind of figuring out our system for it.
Yeah.
I don't think are going to have the luxury to do it as many times back and forth for the rest of the book. Characters chapter is also going to be complicated. That's probably going to take a little bit more than the rest. But once we get on to the rest, we're going to have to make sure that we're hitting everything as we can every time we look at it, because there's going to be hard deadlines on things from this point forward, because there has to be, because otherwise it's just it's going to suddenly be March and we're still working on it. So
I feel like with regions, once I got to the final ones, like the Battered Coast and the islands and everything, it was 1 for major things and then 2 to make sure, and then I was done.
Yeah.
So it was 2 pass-throughs, but that was really just because when you edit something, I might have added a space when the change was approved that, like, you know, added it or something like that.
Yeah. So I don't anticipate it being an issue. I'm just putting it out there that it's gonna be, obviously we have a month left and we have a lot to do, although it's the less technically complicated parts of the book, there's still a lot of it. So we're just gonna have to make sure that we're keeping one eye on the deadline while we're doing it is all. And I'm gonna post those. Probably I haven't figured out everything yet, but as soon as I do, I'm gonna post those in the Discord and kind of keep nudging about them as we go. I think we're on track pretty well with the character chapter. We said January 20th with that, and I think we're in pretty good shape there.
Yeah, honestly,
I just started A's just before this call started, so
Okay.
I'm gonna hopefully finish that tonight. I think that's my plan.
Yeah,
Good.
I finished A's before this, and I'm working on B's while we're on this call. B's and C's.
The good thing about the character chapter is you can kind of just get into a rhythm and just rip through all of it if you have the time, because it's not like there were all these different documents and different types of documents for the region chapter. Character chapter is just long lists of names.
No, I have to go through and look at everything.
Okay.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's a lot of the same type of thing. It's not like the region chapter where it's always different.
Right, yeah, there's a process. I open stats, lore, and then whatever section the person may be in. and then
Right.
that's it. I don't have to keep bouncing back to
Good.
5 different places.
That's
Yeah.
what I was worried about. That
Alphabetized,
you know,
so.
like if we did that level of like granular filtering for the rest of the book, either you're going to collapse or
Yeah.
we're not going to finish. Like it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the next hardest bit to edit is going to be endurance, because it's a lot.
Well, why don't we do this then? Let's just call it now. After the character chapter, why don't we make sure that what was that the class? Excuse me, the classes chapter.
Yeah.
Why don't we make sure that that's the next one ready to go?
Okay.
Because I want to just deal with them in order of complexity. I almost said complicatedness. Let's just deal with them in order of complexity. That way we can, as we go.
The way that Jasper would like us to do it is to do it in, like, chunks. He said, like, get all of life on Alara before putting in the layout and things like that. So I do think that we could do classes after that. Like, that makes sense. I was just
That's
making
true.
sure that we were keeping
That's
that
true.
in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do want to... I guess we don't need to get that stringent about it. Why don't we keep doing what we were doing, which was regions first, which is almost done. Characters next, and then we'll just go in order from chapter 1 to chapter 15 or whatever
I'm
it
fine
is.
with that. My goal is to just pinball back and forth. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to the first 2 or 3 chapters of the book. I'm just like the everything else.
I also
Yeah.
think it would make a lot of sense, and another reason I think that we should start chapter 1 and move forward is because things like the foreword, how to play in Theria, overview, and timeline will probably not timeline, but those other 3 will probably take you guys like a day to finish editing. And then Jasper has all of that, and then we have another big chunk of things that'll only take like a day to do.
Yeah.
And then we get to the endurance, that's going to take maybe a little bit more time, but Jasper has other things to work on.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get done the timeline. Probably, I could probably do that in a day or 2, and get
Okay.
a really good version of the timeline that we could all kind of vote on and see what works, see what doesn't. Me and Susan are working on backgrounds a little bit more. There's going to be tables. Don't pay attention to how many tables.
We didn't have to.
Yeah, but
It was
like,
a suggestion.
I want to say something that I reminded Jason of this morning that he'd totally forgotten.
I don't think that's true.
When Jason tried to sell me on the idea of adding backgrounds, and I was like, look, Jason, we have too many things to do right now. He said, no, look at the background section. It's really easy. And I looked at it, and I went, what about all these tables? And he went, oh, we won't do the tables.
And my original
And I
plan...
knew in my heart
You didn't.
that we were still going to do the fucking tables.
I've never done a table in my life. Shut up. That's not
I
true.
would like to point out on my note that I was like, hey, we don't have to do this, but
That's the thing.
just standard part of background, they have tables.
I skipped tables. Susan did it. I skipped them, and she was like, "Well, I guess we could half-ass it if you want." And it was just.
Oh my god.
It's like we could put out a
Susan, why would you
subpar
say
product. That's
that?
fine.
Susan.
I guess
You
if you
like
don't
the book?
care.
Can we talk about the generalized class write-ups really quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, so, the thing I envisioned for these are really short write-ups. I didn't want to bring in a bunch of historical background for how these classes trained and get super granular, because there are some notes. I think Bree quit.
Done.
There are some notes that are like, okay, for fighters, it's like, well, how do Minotaur become fighters? How do Dragonborn become fighters?
They fight.
Well, okay, yes, but for fighters you have to have training, whereas a barbarian is more just like, I'm gonna really feel this punch that I'm gonna give you, that type of thing. I'd like to keep.
Sorry.
Wow.
That's like. See, that's where my D&D goes, dude. I don't fucking care.
Well, some people are gonna care, and I want them to be probably a little bit larger than what they are. But since we can't get into mechanics and we legally can't, I didn't want to make these big bloated pieces for each one.
No, I don't think they need to be, and I don't if that's the impression the notes gave, I don't think that's what I was going for. When I I think we had different initial ideas for what this chapter was going to be.
Probably.
Because when I opened it up, I tried to approach it as like, okay, I'm here to read about making my Therian whatever class. I know what a fighter is, because what's in there right now is a paragraph of here's what a fighter is. I know what a fighter is. There's somebody who wears armor and uses weapons and fights. What isn't in there that I think needs to be, because it's not anywhere, is what unique traditions are there on Theria that I would want to know about and maybe take into consideration for my fighter.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
fair.
it was kind of the same note for every class, but it was basically like, where do these people come from? Like, I know Val doesn't care, but for me, if I'm making a fighter, I want to know the difference between what does a militiaman in Overdale look like compared to a dwarven fighter from Stone Sunder.
And that's totally fair. And like, here's the thing. I know there are people who are going to be reading the history section. It's like, fuck, who cares? Like, I don't care. I know that. Some people eat that stuff up. So I think there's a great compromise we can totally... I figure we can make these like 2 paragraphs each. Somewhere in there where we
some of them are going to be simpler. Like, I think, for example, the Ranger chapter, like, it doesn't even have to be, well, where did they learn how to range? It can be, well, what function does a Ranger serve outside of combat, right? Because Rangers are hunters, they're trackers, what do they do in Theria that I might want to know about when I'm making a character?
And that's kind of the you know what, actually, now that you're mentioning, that is kind of I think we were approaching it from a straight up combat perspective. And the things that I like about adventures, specifically in Theria, but D&D in general, I like the fact that they have this wide range of training. Even a barbarian stuff has like training in survival and training, like they have all these other useful skills that are great for when you're on the road that don't have anything to do with bashing a gnoll's skull in. Like, I like that.
And like, if I'm a cleric or paladin, like, I want to know what my expectation is when I come into a town and they're like, oh yeah, Jack broke his leg, can you fix it? Like, is that an expectation? If I say no, are they going to be like, well, what do you mean no? You know what I mean? Like, is
I look at that the same as a bard. It's like, but you play guitar. It's like, well, pay me. Like, I kind of look at it. It depends on your
like, you know, do bards get rocks thrown at them in one town, but they're loved in another town, or, you know, you have to pay to perform in another town, like that type of shit. What do I want to know for my character when I'm creating it? Not what is a bard, because we know that, right?
Right.
So. And that's one of the reasons I passed it over to Jason, is like, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm not well versed in every individual class's Therian canon, so
that's fine. That's more my job than yours anyway. That's cool. So like, I could do write-ups for those. Now that I mostly wanted to get on the same page, because I feel like we had different expectations for it, and
I feel like I probably should have brought it up after I edited it, but I think I was just like, it was the last thing I did at the end of the night, and I closed it, and I don't think I've thought about it since. So.
That's totally fine. Fight a nickel for every time I've done that.
But yeah, no, I think that was when I first opened it. I was like, okay, I don't know that as a reader I would be getting what I need out of this. So let's just nudge it a little bit, you know.
I know it needed to be beefed up because again, we wrote like a paragraph. Well, I think Bree wrote those, and I think it's a paragraph for each one. And I'm like,
I don't think it needs to be much more than that. Like, I'm not expecting a page or two per class. I think it can be a couple paragraphs, but just more flavory than, you know, information-y.
Also, speaking of endurance, this is like my 3rd go-through with them. I took all the notes I had that I've been accumulating from playtesting and stuff like that for the last month and a half. And we're testing them again this Sunday for Completely Unbalanced.
Which is barely a test, but like it's a
test, because we're making level 20 endurance. And we're just going to break them. So if any of you would like to join... Ashley had to drop out because she's got a school thing, but if any of you guys want to join and punch the shit out of something, you're more than welcome.
That's on
Sunday?
Right?
Yeah.
I have homework.
Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. I kind of figured Sunday at, hold on, I know this. I'm a professional, hold on.
I'm really glad that wasn't open in the other screen.
Sure, but
It's just a bunch of his tax information. It's fine. It would be
Oh,
great.
cool. It's reflected in his glasses. We could see his social security
Who
number.
wants to steal this identity? The 19th at 5 p.m. West Coast, so 8 p.m. East Coast.
Yeah, that's my. I need to get my homework done for tomorrow time.
It's panic time. I know panic time. Okay. Was that all you had for endurance for now?
That's
Or-
all. That's all. Like
Okay.
they're not. They're almost ready for prime time.
Cool. So you said you could probably work on the timeline this week. If you could get that to me by like Saturday.
Let's see. Let me check my schedule. So, okay. This month is kicking me in the balls. We got the Warden's playtest after this.
Mm-hmm.
I got Patreon Group 1 tomorrow. I got a Group C Friday. We're supposed to clean the entire house on Saturday. I think between Thursday and Friday I can get that timeline
I
to
think
you.
so too. Yeah.
So listen.
Reserve those as timeline days right now.
There's a really good chance that we in January are discovering how many games is too many games.
That's we talked
What are you
about that.
talking about?
Yeah. It's partially
just saying.
us trying to get a backlog for the Epic games. That's a
Yeah.
big part of it is, first of all, starting 2 new games means that each of those 2 games needs 2 sit-downs. Because it's one to make the characters. Wardens needs 3, apparently.
It
because
was a
this is
little
just
rocky.
A practice session. Then you guys will have a real session.
It was a tiny bit
So-
rocky.
In the future, the days won't, like, the months won't be this bad, but because every single group needed to schedule this month, and 2 of them needed 2 sessions,
Yeah.
made it worse.
I'm just saying, like, I know that I'm excited for this game, but if it needs to wait until February, like, don't kill yourself, please.
It can't, we won't have
Right.
enough games.
Well, the number. The number of games that I can run in a month is now directly tied to my blood pressure.
Yeah.
I can.
I've seen that picture. This is why I'm bringing it up.
No, I know.
It's true.
I know. The book and those games are probably a little much for the month of January, but you live and learn.
When we started
Until you
doing
don't
No,
Epic
you live
games,
until you burst a blood vessel and
Yeah.
drop
Yeah.
dead at your desk during
when
a
we were
session.
planning Epic games, at one point Jason asked me, so what do you feel like about DMing? And I was like, oh yeah, I can DM for something. And then he went, well, I want to play 2 new games. So,
And he wants you to do it?
No,
no, he wanted
Oh.
to do it. Like, I offered, and Jason was like,
that
well,
ain't what
I
you said.
wanna...
You said one day I could see myself DMing again.
I think, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I said.
Let's
to be
not make
fair.
it sound
Yeah.
like I pushed you away, and
But you were the one who decided you needed to play 2 new games.
I did do that. Yes.
Okay.
I tried to
Remember
stop
when
him.
you said there would be no group 4?
Well, there
And now there's
technically isn't.
group 9.
That's
one of
true,
my
there's no group
favorite
4.
things I've ever
How-
seen.
How many groups are you running? 7?
9.
8?
9.
2 Patreon games, 4 Epic games, and 3 regular games. Anyway, let's get back to it. So if you can get the timeline to me at any point this weekend, that would be fine.
I'll do my very best.
Yeah, because I'm going to get that back out of my hands as quickly as possible and on to the next thing, because that's the first chapter thing that I want to make sure is ready sooner than later.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't remember after our last conversation where we arrived at with the calendar. Are you guys taking care of the calendar?
I believe that's a layout thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we ended up doing? Yeah. That's
Is that what we
Jasper's
decided?
gonna do that.
Because the
Okay.
holidays and the days of the month and all that stuff are there.
Yeah, but the actual visual of the calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a layout
Okay.
thing at this point.
Maybe the calendar
Okay.
and holidays should be put together, though.
Oh, we
I
did
just-
say that last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But yeah,
I didn't write
that's
that one
what it-
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we went on a merge-a-thon last time because we started
we-
listing stuff out, and we went, these should be together.
These are similar enough that they could be the same
I know I
thing.
can-
Why are
Combined a few
holidays in a different
things.
room than the days on the calendar?
All right. So that needs
All right.
to be redone.
Are we sure that Jasper's aware that that's in
He
his
was
court?
here, so I hope so.
I walked away unclear, so I just want to make sure that
That's
he's
fair.
he's clear.
I think I think repeating it couldn't hurt anybody.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember he was asking about, because he didn't understand at first, like, what we were talking about. But I think he was then like, oh, okay, you want it to be this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
and I
that
broke
sounded
out
to
my
you like
calendar
you-
as a helpful visual.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just want to make sure that somebody's doing it. That's all. I don't care who, just somebody.
Yeah.
Where are we at with Sierra 2's interstitial art? Is that still happening?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll send you guys what I have. It's been a little slow. Sierra had surgery and has had to make some ER trips, and obviously I'm not busting balls over that about time frame, but I might check in and kind of get like a where are we at type of thing. Just 'cause...
Yeah. I don't want to obviously that's more important. So let's But
that being said, hold on, I could show you stuff because the stuff she sent me so far has been beautiful.
Oh, good. Okay.
Here, I will share my screen.
That's a bottle.
That helps.
It's blank. Oh, there it is. Oh, nice. Okay.
Buffering and
Oh, it's like a round bottom flask, but it's not round on the bottom.
stuff. I don't know what that means.
Exactly.
It's a tankard.
Cute.
A hand holding a dragon.
We
That's
can't
a
use
really
that.
good dragon. That's
No,
like
we can't.
photorealistic.
Yeah.
The background's not transparent. We can't use it.
And
That's
there's
pizza.
Ooh, pizza.
Honestly, I think it's it.
Oh wait, no.
No, wait.
Oh, dragon on a
Dragon.
book.
I think that was the first
That
one
was
that
the
you
first
showed us.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was
Nice.
it. And there's a dog eating a pizza if we could use that.
More pizza.
Can we use that?
Can we use that one?
Is that okay?
Yeah. Can we get every frame of the GIF in there?
Yeah.
I'll take up a page and a half of that. Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where
Okay.
we're at.
Cool.
I'll hit her up.
All right. I also wanted to offer, I got to go through my folders, but if I have sketches and drawings and stuff that Jasper can use, do you want me to give it to him?
Only if we could pay you for them.
Well, what if it's stuff you already paid me for? I'm thinking the
Oh, no,
bestiary
that's mine.
stuff.
Give me.
Okay. I'm thinking that what was that $1 Patreon thing we did a couple years ago where I drew all those
bestiary.
monsters?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Ooh, we could use that hot bandit lady. I liked her.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
Yeah.
There was a couple of those that were pretty shitty that I thought probably shouldn't be seen the light of day again. But there's some of them that I thought were okay. That if Jasper can use them, let's use them.
Yeah.
Let's just throw Jeff in there for fun. Just as fun.
Well, hey, Tommy's in the
there.
book.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? The Therian vampire representative might as well be the one.
I'm not sure if it's just a black woman with a mohawk thing, but she's got some storm vibes going on.
She does have
Yeah.
a
Yes, yeah.
little
I don't
bit.
know if that's just that's what happens when you
I
get
like-
a mohawk. I don't.
I like the idea that she was so fed up with the vampire group that she left that reality.
Just appeared in Theria. Way better. Oh,
I'm
God.
so done.
Oh,
The
yeah.
last-
When's the next vampire episode coming
Oh,
out?
I got it. It's in my thing. I'm doing it now.
Yeah, we kind of beefed.
Yeah.
And I announced that was done. What do you mean no one got it?
What do you mean?
That's
it's
your
never
fault,
posted?
not mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope. That was
We thought it was posted. And there was a moment where I was going through the schedule, which is up there. You can't really see it, but I have a bunch of pins and stuff, and I was like, okay, do we still have a vampire? And Jason went, no, I posted that. And I was like, oh, I must have not updated the thing. And that was the moment I should have been like, are you sure? And instead I just took out the thumbtack and put it down. And
well, I went through my raw stuff to see, and it's we got a DRP, we got a vampire, we're doing great. I didn't think, and it's my
So what we
fault.
should do is just don't post it, and we'll just pick up at the next episode and post that, and be like, you guys,
Just confuse the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
and insist that it's there.
In that place to go. Never mind. Sorry.
wait, why is Theo fighting the group? I don't understand. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm the only person who doesn't know what happened in this mystery vampire cave because everyone else was there.
Ah. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
Honestly, all things considered, compared to other episodes, it's pretty mellow.
It's
but
fairly tame.
I mean, it was still a fun session, but
There's barely any
compared to the
Yeah.
last one that got posted, this was an easy street.
Yeah.
I basically started off the new ones like, look, guys, the FBI is going to get involved. I don't know what to do to tell you.
The Masquerade, it's not doing so well.
You can't blow everything up.
Oh yeah.
No, literally exploding building.
Cough, cough, Jameson.
He left a survivor. He's not a smart man. Left one survivor, and now I'm paying for it. What's the lesson here? Don't leave any survivors. Kill everybody.
And look for cameras, I guess.
And check for cameras, I guess. Yeah.
My favorite line from Vampire so far has been, "It's not my fault I was left unattended." That's my favorite. I've said that since multiple times.
So the timeline is being worked on, the calendar is being worked on, the food is probably being worked on, Sierra's interstitials. I'll throw together my folder of shit that I think doesn't suck.
Jasper's thing, there's a tab for interstitials, and I just copy and pasted the link to all of the drafts and thumbnails and stuff. The folder that's not the finals folder, the other folder. And I sent him a link to that and asked him to keep a list of what he uses so that we can hit up the actual artist to make sure that we have permission.
When I'm done or almost done with the art, my plan is to email pretty much everybody who's contributed something as a group and be like, listen, I need to know how you want your name listed in the book. I'll explain the whole copy situation that we decided on, and I'll make sure everybody's cool with if sketch phase stuff shows up as well. And if anybody says no, we'll deal with that. But I don't anticipate a lot of that.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two people.
Maybe.
I
realized.
Sorry.
I don't have any of that from Adam. He usually sends me line art that we all agree is that's great, and then a colored flat version, then a finished version. That's it. That's been his process the entire. I almost never get sketches.
Yeah, I mean, even just the line art or something might be fine for those.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What Jasper's going to find useful. I'm not sure if he knows yet, but if we have it, let's throw it in the folder. Speaking of comp copies, I had a short conversation with Jerome this morning, and he has brought on an illustrator named Craig, who is helping him with the more illustrated portions of that cover.
Okay.
I said, okay, what does Craig want to be paid? And he said that he doesn't want to raise his initial quote, that he and Craig will split his initial quote, which was $125.
That's okay.
Which for two people to do the entire leather cover design, including the requisite illustrations, is almost free, honestly.
Yeah.
What if we made it 200 so they both walk away with $100?
Well, so here's the thing. He asked for. He said, "Could we get credits in the book?" I said, "Yeah, obviously." Yeah. And he said, "Could we get comp copies?" And that's what I wanted to bring up as a question, because obviously they're only contributing to the leather cover, so they would probably need comp leather copies.
We don't have enough.
We don't have any.
Yeah.
We just don't have any. Okay.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I thought we had 4.
We have 4, but that's if we get the right amount. I don't want to promise because there's always a chance that they might send the wrong amount.
Yeah.
Or one or two get damaged or something,
right.
And then we have no wiggle room.
The fact that we only have 4 for wiggle room is already kind of terrifying as far as the leather cover.
Okay, I didn't know the margin was that close. So I'm gonna talk to Jerome and see if we can come to another arrangement, because I feel bad not being able to offer comps for that.
Can we is it okay to take a regular copy?
That's what I'm going to ask. And be it's not going to be the one that because obviously all they're going to do is the leather cover.
Yeah.
Although Craig's an illustrator, if there's still art to be done and he's done, maybe we can find someone else for it. But because I've seen he does straight up just traditional comic book stuff. His lines are really good. But I'll check with him and see if that's cool. But if he's not interested in a copy that doesn't show their work, then I'll see if I can come at some other arrangement with him.
I mean, we could just pay them more, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That, and I'll offer that too. Be we literally don't have any more copies of the leather bound version.
I think we highly underestimated the amount of people who wanted the special edition.
Yeah.
Right.
And it might be an issue of like if we eventually reprint, like order reprints of that specifically, maybe we can offer him something then or a discount or I don't know something. Unless we comp him with something else
extra. But, and I didn't think to put a cap on it when we did the backer kit stuff. I barely caught it in time for us to still have 4 copies before I marked it as sold out.
Yeah. Well, so I know you've made a deposit already on with the printer, but is there room to modify that number at all to change it to like up the number of?
I could ask.
I mean,
not just for this, but I'm saying if there's that few leather copies anyway, maybe more would be a good idea anyway. Because if we're going to Dragon Con with 2 copies of the leather-bound edition,
well, okay, here's the thing: there might be there's a weird chance that if these are going to be on Amazon, we might sell out before the con.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm wondering if it might be worth asking them if that number can be adjusted anyway.
Yeah.
And this just being one of the reasons.
Well, we already put down a $20,000 deposit.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's not like they started any work, obviously. And I don't think they're going to object. It's like, what, you want to give us more money? Get out of here. Like, I don't think.
No,
I don't think. I'm more nervous about paying shipping and all of that, like I always am when we talk about price stuff.
What we need to do is start seriously talking about the number of the module books we're going to order too, because all that's got to be done at the same time and how much money we have left and all that.
That should be calculated. We just haven't done the down payment yet.
Right. I think we should take a second look at everything though.
Okay.
If we're going to modify something, I think just in case, just make sure we carry the one, you know?
We'll put it I'll tell Jerome it's up in the air right now as far as the leather copy. We can definitely offer a standard copy if he's only interested in the leather copy for that reason.
We'll take a look tomorrow. We'll see what we can do.
Wait and see. Okay, cool. I just wanted to bring it up because I was like, that's beyond what we've been offering people, but that's literally all they're contributing to. Right. So it's a weird middle ground. So okay. So there's that. That being said, stuff is underway. If you guys wouldn't mind emailing the printer about 2 things. One, see if you can get them to tell you how they actually calculate the width of the spine. Because Kraken Print wouldn't fucking tell me. Because he kept emailing me back.
They were so transparent.
I know. This is even before all the problems. But they kept emailing me back being like, the spine width on your file is wrong. I was like, well, how do you figure it out? Because I'm guessing.
I have no idea.
I'm literally guessing. And he was like, well, we have a proprietary method. It was like, well, that's a huge asshole thing to say. Okay, so see if they can tell you how they calculate.
Yeah.
Basically, it's basically the weight of the paper times however many pages. But I don't know if there's other factors in there, like the type of binding or the thickness of the cover itself. I have no idea. So,
well, we're not trusting my math. So that's all.
I'll ask them about the width of the
spine.
See if
they have
a formula. They're gonna say it depends on the number of pages.
If they say page count, I don't know what to tell them.
Well, we can at least give Jerome a ballpark then, based on what Jasper thinks we're at.
Okay.
I just want to have him something to at least throw a rough design in so we can see it.
If it's off by like a quarter of an inch or something, it's just about centering, right?
Well, I mean, having done it for the pub crawl 4 times because they kept telling me it was wrong, it's a little bit more than that, but it's also mostly that. And a real designer could probably do it faster than I could.
I know Dick all about that. That's one of those details that's like, how hard could it be? But I'm sure it is hard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I did it exactly the wrong way, which is why it was hard for me. But they wouldn't tell me how to do it. So.
And the cover is like a paper cover where it's like it's got not leather, but like it's a thing, and then it's just a wrap, or this is attached to the book.
That's the other thing. The cover image, the paper wraps around the front because it's a hardcover, so the paper covers the entire front, but also wraps around the front and side. So we need to know what the actual dimension of the image needs to be for the cover too, because I think it's bigger than the actual size of the book.
I don't think it's a dust jacket.
No, it's not.
No, he's saying that like how it's put.
Right.
See how it wraps around?
Yes, gotcha. Yes.
So we need to know what that actual size needs to be. Jasper might already know this. I don't know, but but for Jerome as well, I need to know that dimension too.
It never hurts to ask, and having more than one question makes me feel better about hitting them up. And honestly, we need to remind them that we exist because we haven't communicated with them in months.
Again though, gave them 20 grand and
Right.
it didn't bother them. I don't think they're going to be too upset.
A part of me worries that, like, because when we did pay for it, they did say something like, "Wow, it's been a while since we heard from you," and I'm like, "Yeah, we're writing the book. Didn't we go over this?"
It's hard.
Yeah, that might be just their way of saying like, "Hey, nice to hear from you." I don't know.
I did hit up Grace like a month ago, and it's like, "Hey, we're closing in on that ending." And
What'd you say?
she's like, "Oh, I'm glad to hear everything's going well." And
Yeah.
Okay,
then
good.
I asked questions about leather.
It might not be too bad an idea to start asking about shipping too. Be like, do you have any estimates? Like, if we were to ship on February 29th, just say,
Yeah.
what, like, or today, just get an estimate for right now. Like, if we were to ship right now, what would it be for this number of books? I mean, I don't know if they'll share that information, but
right.
That might answer some of the big concerns we have right now, money wise.
One of the things we did pay for was getting a copy ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if we'll have time for that anymore.
Jeez, that's true.
That would hurt, but I don't know if we have time to get that copy in our hands, go over it, and send back any changes, considering how long shipping takes.
And that, I mean, here's the thing. That's the... I figured we were looking at that just for... It's like, did the print come out the way we wanted?
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
the
printing issues.
Right.
Yeah.
The version we're doing on the 14th is to check for any last minute. And then the 21st is where we're locking down everything and we send it off.
But we are still supposed to get like a front copy to make sure everything prints well.
Yes.
Hopefully, one would imagine that they expedite the shipping on that one book.
Hopefully.
And then the 2-week shipping is for all
Yeah,
the other
I mean,
books.
I would.
You should ask.
Yeah.
Let's start figuring that out now, because if we find out that, oh no, it's going to take 2 months to get that proof copy.
Fuck that
Thank
proof
you.
copy.
That's the word.
Yeah, exactly. So let's start asking those questions now and see if you can get an estimate, like for shipping, and see if we're anywhere near what we think we are, because I think that'll either cause a lot of stress or relieve a lot of stress. So
guess which one.
Based on the way 2020 has gone so far. Okay.
Honey Pop's coming out. I'm fine. It's okay. I'll be with Sarah soon.
So the module book. We talked about the cover. I'm gonna do a less shitty mock-up of that soon. And what I was thinking about doing. Here's what I was thinking of doing for the parts that we're not recycling on the cover art.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about maybe, depending on what kind of time there is, maybe not recycle at all. Maybe we can do, because they're just shards, maybe we can do something small, new in each one of those. I'm thinking about trying to draw it. At least in thumbnail version, and I want to give it to one of our more painterly guys. I'm thinking Carlos, because he's a machine. He's done like 3/4 of the work in the last month. And having him use that as a template to paint over, that'll be cheaper than having him do all of it, I think.
Right.
And and I think it'd be really cool to see somebody paint over my lines. So I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna see what kind of time I have. I might try to sit down and do that this weekend. We'll see.
Okay.
And that's the only thing that was going to be a quote unquote problem, but again, I thought we could probably come up with a good filter to put over it, is that the coloring for some module art is different, because I know we have other Carlos doing the sheaves, and we have like a lot of landscape people doing other work, and then some portrait people, so like the coloring
believe it or not, the sheeb and the Duracha are going to look a little different.
Yeah. So basically what we would have had to do is put them all behind the sheets of glass and then make something like a filter to make them kind of all look similar, like a canvas filter or something. And if one person is coloring them all in, that'll make that not a problem anymore.
I think that might be the way to go.
That rambling was to be like, good idea, Jameson.
Yeah, so I haven't approached him yet about that. I mean, but he's kind of been, he's been. It seems like every month we have that one artist who just like pulls out all the stops and just goes nuts. And this month it's been Carlos, definitely.
I think month before it was Casey, and then like we just had artists that just like, here's 9 landscapes, go. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm feeling good about it where it's at, and I want to. Because hang on, let me pull up the image list. I think almost all of the module art so far has been that's been finished so far has been Carlos.
Jesus.
Yeah. We do not have, unfortunately, DeepMind sent me back the last one I sent him, and he said I can't do this. Yeah, he's only interested / in his opinion capable of doing the type of portraits that he's been doing.
Oh.
Because I sent him one of the scenes, one of the larger pieces for the modules, and he was like, "No, I can't. I can't do that. Sorry."
Well, that's a bummer.
So, yeah, it kind of stinks because I think his style works well, but he knows his limitations. So,
right. Yeah, I'd rather an artist tell me I don't think I can do this than try and it not come out very good.
Well, it's not like we've had multiple people take on more than they can and end up flaking out, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up.
No, it's fine. We've
anyway,
past
I'm getting
it.
my portrait done again.
Stop changing your fucking hair.
I can't help it.
It's never going to be up to date.
But it can be as close as possible to the day
Get
we
like
publish
paper doll templates for the hair part and just keep changing those.
Yeah, the Space Invaders thing, where instead of shooting where you were supposed to shoot at where they were going to be.
I never know where it's going is the problem. One time I did it orange because Becky Lynch was cute and I was drunk. So...
What if I shaved your head randomly one night?
I'd kill you. Yeah.
But it'd match.
But then you could get wigs and change every day.
Yeah.
And that's the point of growing out the bangs is I can finally wear wigs again. So
you can do it with bangs, just more bobby pins.
Well, you can do it with bangs, and it's not even about tucking them in. It's about taking off the wig, and then your bangs go, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's your night. And you can't like elegantly take off your wig while you're hanging out with your friends. That wig's staying on, or you're gonna go take a shower. Those are the only two options.
I've always said that.
Yeah.
I can't elegantly take off a wig anyways, so
I saw my character art and it's like, I'm gonna grow my beard out again, I guess. Like,
we were talking about that earlier. I had to give him a pep talk about growing out his beard.
Isn't your beard already grown out?
No.
No, it can get down to like here when he tries real hard.
Yeah, but like...
Or don't care.
Or don't try at all.
Huh?
You keep baby birds in there.
Yeah.
You gotta use like beard oil and beard shampoo.
That's what I was
telling
him.
Yeah, I do usually.
Yeah.
I just trim it every other day. If I stop doing that, it'll grow.
So anyway,
you can borrow some of my bobby pins if you want. That's what I'm doing for my bangs.
I'm just gonna braid it into my chest hair. I think that's my goal.
Just don't
Sexy.
look up.
Oh yeah, ow.
Yeah. I got a real Batman neck situation.
You'll have great posture. Or very bad
or like this.
it looks like he's scowling all the time.
That's
Why is he
already
looking at his
true.
boobs all the time?
I am the knight.
No, Jason, you're just weird. All right, what else we got?
Yeah.
What else we got? I wrote down deadlines. I'm gonna establish deadlines. I think I already said that. Where would be helpful to have that? I was just gonna put it in the general tab, but I don't want it to get lost or buried or
I
anything.
can pin it in the general tab. Like, as soon as you post it, I can just pin it up there, and people can just go up to the pins whenever they want to check.
Honestly, we're getting to the point where, like we were talking about the timeline, we're going to have to get really granular and much faster with timelines, where it's like, well, next week, let's try it. It's like, no. By Tuesday, we need this. And
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
gonna
I
have to be
think
that.
that's already starting, right, with the
Yeah.
character chapter. We've got a hard date on that, so let's keep
Yeah.
doing that. That being said, let's see. I don't have that much more.
Oh, do you want to talk about your story, or you want to wait on that?
Let's wait on that.
Okay.
I want to. I read over what I had before, and I have ideas for what I need to do to modify it, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Okay.
But yeah, I will actually hit you guys up tomorrow with that because I think I'll have something by then. So.
Sure.
I had
Titles.
one other timeline-related thing. Titan Shard Bunker is the only thing in the regions right now
I know.
that really needs to get... I think that actually needs to take priority even over the timeline, maybe, because that's in regions, and we need to get it done.
Let me see what I can do.
Also the stories, though, because
I
aren't
was
those
just
in
saying,
regions
yeah,
as well?
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those, I think that Jason and I need to prioritize regions again. I think we got away from it, and we need to center back around.
Yeah, okay. Let's do stories, then I'll do Titan Shard, then I'll do timeline. I'll see.
Okay.
I'll try and.
And if that pushes back the timeline on the timeline, then timeline.
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 I will do my best because it's there's some of that stuff that's just such a time sink. Like Titan Shard is most.
This coming week is bad, but the week after that, we actually don't have that many sessions. Which will
thank
help.
God.
So.
Well, what I want to try to do, as far as the fiction goes for Jason, have you had you've had a chance to look at that since my last round of notes, right?
The second round?
Yes, where I went all the way up to when the
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So my goal is to, in the next pass, finish revisions for that, give one last batch of notes, have you do that, and then I'll just look at the final version and be like, yeah, this is great.
Okay.
Where do you think you're at with Divided right now?
I did another round.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen
I
it.
might be tagging the wrong person.
Let me see. Let me make absolutely sure, because I may be full of shit and just lie.
Like to do. You do that a lot.
Because I can look at that. I
totally
like,
posted that episode.
tomorrow.
What are you guys talking about? Hold on. Regions. Hey, it's in the Divide.
It's in the Divide.
Hey, oh.
Hey.
It's still loading in its big old story. Wait, there's a lot of things.
Oh, Bree.
My notes are last. Yes, I'm waiting on you.
Okay, great. So I probably won't get to it tonight because we're doing a thing, but I will do it tomorrow. And you'll have that. How did the notes made sense though? They gave you enough to work with?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of it's either me explaining what the hell I was trying to do, or just fixing stuff, and it's like, meh? And then
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. As long as the process works for you, I don't think we have the luxury of taking as long with it as we did with but that's that. Bree, try out what you want to try out with Target, and if it's something you would like me and Jason and whoever else to look at, definitely let us know.
I'm going to give it a shot tonight. I'm going to write one of the modules tonight, and then I'm going to get on Target.
Okay.
Is the plan, because modules take about an hour. If the module takes more than an hour, I'm just going to table it for tomorrow, but hopefully it'll be done.
You're like, I'm just going to quit.
In between that, like, my goal, because now that I want to finish Brightport tonight.
Oh yeah, I can be here for that. I have to go pick up glasses as soon as we're done here. Yeah.
Selfish.
But yeah, I can definitely like tag in for any further edits. Honestly, I don't think there's gonna be very many. Like the last pass you did was literally just removing the Y because I kept writing ready on page. Like that was your big edit. So I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I think there'll probably be hopefully one, maybe two more.
Yeah. All the companions are ready for you on page 000. Like, that's what it was. It's because they're so hot. By the way, I did ask Jason, Big Richard's on the table to fuck. It's just that's not what he's known for, is all. So he is a companion.
His rubdowns are just so good.
You asked that as a question, I just hit resolve because I was like, it's fine, but I didn't tell you that, yes, it's resolved.
I mean, it's like sex, but like...
You come out so satisfied.
Wait, so does he then?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he
does both. He just has a specialty.
But
but most people don't need it.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you look stressed.
Can I fuck you?
Goodbye, pen.
My pen.
Goodbye, phone. She just hit her head. I just watched her bend over and hit her head on the desk. I just
Was
watched
Brianna done? Like,
oh man, I just watched her. Oh no, my pen.
The most sad part about that is you all saw how slowly I bent.
Yeah,
you saw it coming.
You orbited into the desk. That's. So okay, timelines are going to be coming at us fast and furious. I just want to reiterate. The 14th of February, we're trying to have a version we could go to Kinko's or Staples or wherever and print it out and thumb through it.
Go to my office.
Or Susan's office. We'll all meet in Florida.
Yeah.
I think 14th is nice. That's a whole week. I think that if we absolutely needed the time, I think that the full week between that and the email, the final file date, could be a little shorter. Let's still aim for the 14th, but there's a little bit of give there.
I realized the other day is like we can still print everything out on the 14th, even if there's still one or two things in the editing process, because more than likely we'll still catch them either way.
Well, it also gives Jasper more time to actually do layout.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, I mean by the 14th, no matter what, almost everything should be done.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if everything was done, but we'll see. Yeah. Things tend to happen,
and that gives us a month.
It gives us a month from yesterday.
That's like all the time in the world, Valerie.
Yeah, it's basically forever.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically
Yeah.
I just don't want to cry in front of you guys.
You're not gonna, because you're gonna do it. It's gonna be great.
Do what I do. Wait till after the meetings.
Yeah.
Crawl under your desk.
Or just be more Irish Catholic and just like ignore all feelings.
Just
I thought you were going to say
overwhelming.
pray on it.
No, just turn it into rage.
Ignore it until it overwhelms
Yeah.
you and you have a mental breakdown.
No, see, I do
Which
that
usually
for
revolts
school.
in
I can't do that
physical
for two
violence.
things.
That's the...
Yes, or drinking.
Or both. You could do two things.
So true. Irish Catholic.
I've been crying so much recently that something bad happened yesterday, and Jason literally just turned to me and went, "Please don't cry."
I don't have it in me to comfort you.
He loves me, but he was just like, "Please don't cry. I can't right now. Like, just please."
I don't have it in the well to comfort you and keep it like I don't.
And keep me sane.
And I went, "You know what? Fair." And I went to the other room for a minute, and then I came back.
Good. I'm glad this has been an enriching experience for everybody.
We're all doing great.
She asked me an honest question, and I had to it was the other day. It's like, we're not starting the next book directly. It's like, no, we need time to. We need time.
Like a year.
Yeah.
I look.
6 months.
At least 6 months.
Give me 6 months.
What I would like to do is have a Kickstarter going by the next Dragon Con, but that's.
I'll stab you in the eyes.
Why? It's a perfect time to launch one.
Wait, when you say next Dragon Con, do you mean
2020 Dragon Con?
Yeah, because
fucking
No.
not.
Why not?
Because we're still going to be trying to sell the current book at that point, and it's really dumb, like from a selling book standpoint, to be like, hey, we have this new book that you could buy, but also we're going to make a newer book soon. That's a dumb way to
With
try to sell
completely
the
different
first book.
content in it.
It's a dumb way
No.
to sell the first
How is that a
book.
dumb way to
Right
sell the
now,
book? It's
Jason, I will not be a part of it.
Okay, listen. We can totally look. You guys are selling yourself short, but we can totally argue about this later. My thought was, hey, we're not going to take your money and run. Look at this thing we made before. We could do it. That's all I'm.
Look,
Look.
still be true 3 months
I
after
think
Dragon Con.
that this would be an excellent conversation for
February 15th.
Drinking too.
way
Yes.
later.
Yes, it's January now.
Thinking at least April we can start talking about this.
Yes,
we-
we're fine. We don't have to do this.
You don't. Here's the thing. You don't. When you are 1 day's climb away from the peak of Everest, go. I'm thinking we'll do K2 next week.
Exactly. Thank you, Jameson. That's all I want. That's all I want is to not
To
talk
me,
about it right
that's-
You guys ever done the Matterhorn? Let's do it fucking backwards. Let's go.
To me,
I was thinking
that's...
of carrying Valerie on my back the whole time.
We need
Let's do it
oxygen
naked.
tanks. Fuck this. My thought is, I know this is going to be so wonderful and successful, and I like working with you guys so much. I can't wait to do it again. That's where I'm coming from.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way,
That's
but
very nice.
not all of us do. So
Damn.
Some of us fucking hate each other now. and we
Some of us
just can't.
don't like working with each other, Jason, and I've learned a lot about you, and I don't like it. So I just...
I'm only here because I feel too weird leaving.
oh, God, that hits too close.
Everything's
I'm
going
too
to be great.
embarrassed to quit.
Yeah.
I've committed too long.
I'm literally too stubborn to stop.
How about we just focus on this book for now?
Yeah, let's
How
just.
about that?
Let's, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
That's very good.
All right, what
Like,
else about
I don't
this
even
book?
want to talk about like selling this book yet. Let's just make it first, and then we can get there.
Yeah.
That being said, the last item I had is actually a selfish one. So I've been thinking a lot about the credits page because artists have been asking about it, and I've been trying to get information and everything. And I realized I've been thinking about it since we came up with the title copy editors for Valerie and Susan.
Oh yeah, what are you?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. I've been doing a little bit of investigation into what my title would be in an official standpoint, except nobody's ever done the list of things that I've done in a book before by themselves. So I didn't want to do something grandiose like editor-in-chief because that's a little weird. I don't like that.
It makes you sound like Stan Lee in the Bull.
Yeah, right? Yeah. What do you think of managing editor?
I'm fine with that.
That sounds fine. Yeah.
We're just writers, right? Like
yeah, unless
we want to do the
did
Neil
some of
Breen
the
thing where we're like,
I
and
wanna be
catering.
listed in the
And
art list. Can I be listed in the art list? I did icons.
wow. Yeah, no.
And the Nightport House.
Like I've done other things, but it's like writer's fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think anybody who contributed art will be in the art list, but that would be a separate list.
Dem's Grapes.
There you go. Jason's in it too.
If it shows up in the book as is somewhere.
I was thinking the module cover. It'll be like in one of the shards, like where it's like.
Honestly,
I'm actually here for that.
like really small in the corner.
Just one grape in the corner.
The interstitial art. Yeah.
We'll launch. It'll be a trailer for the book, and we do the Avengers thing where we're exploring every crevice of the grapes, and we're
honestly, like depending on how the layout is, I feel like maybe you should get 2 credits, and one of them could be the managing editor, and the other one could be art director or something like that.
Ooh,
I
art
think those are
director.
two
That's
very
very
jobs.
much what you did.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks.
There's also
it looks good on the
project
portfolio. So.
Oh, that's Jameson. Jesus Christ.
Well,
Project
here's the
management.
thing. The 2 major things that you've done this entire time is edit our work and wrangle artists.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 big, like...
And I think those 2 credits would be perfect.
And keep everything on track.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, that's...
Yeah, I think that falls under managing editor, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's my understanding of what that role is kind of like, yeah, I'm editing, but I'm also managing.
Yeah, managing the editor.
Those 2 words combined.
I'm also directing the art.
Yeah, I'm fine. Whatever anybody wants to call themselves, I'm fine with it.
Hey, anything I can put on my resume for next year's Dragon Con.
Right,
you know?
Exactly. Right.
Be like,
when we're doing that new
managing editor.
Kickstarter, that'll be a great thing to be able to show everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if so freelance editor, art director, indie publisher, let's go. Let's keep adding to it. Let's go.
Yeah. We'll just make up something.
Well, that's when you get into the Neil Breen
sandwich
territory,
artist.
where it's like writer, director, producer, editor, caterer. Like you get into that, you know.
You don't want to get that.
I woke up
petty.
every morning and almost never cried. Put it in the book like that.
Ditter.
And that's
at the
your
end.
title.
You just add a little ditter at it at the bottom.
Can I? Okay, here's one thing I thought of, and I thought about it for the last couple of meetings, but I keep forgetting to say anything. What's going on the back of these books?
On the leather edition, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
But like on the back of, like we got to add a description of what this book is, right?
Yeah, you should probably write a paragraph of copy, just like, hey, here's why you should read this book and open it and buy it. I mean, you've got enough RPG books on the shelf, right? Like, read a couple of those and
I have
just
too many.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just pick up a handful, give them a read. There's not too much to it. It doesn't need to be a lot.
Yeah. No,
It's
that's
really-
yeah.
It's really simple. It's like, here's what's in here and why. Done.
Yeah. There's also the issue of an ISBN and a barcode and all that kind of stuff. I don't know
What
if
is
you guys
the
have been.
process for that?
You give them $25 and they give you a barcode.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you might need more than one though, because I think you need a separate one
Yeah, we
for
need a
the
separate
leather
SKU.
cover
Yep.
and
And
separate
one for the module.
book.
Okay, then we give them $75 and they give us 3 different ones.
But how long does that take?
Jameson?
No, you can literally print it off the internet.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's
That's
in-
what I thought too.
I
But like,
I will share a link with you. It's called Bowker.com,
Yeah.
okay.
and you can sign up. You create an account.
Okay.
You buy either a
Isbin?
barcode
Yeah.
or an ISBN or a combo of both, or you can buy them, I think, in a pack of 10, and you have 10 now. So for the
Oh.
next book or whatever, you just have those. You
That
have
might
those
be
ISBNs.
convenient.
Yeah. Here's another question. What are these being published under? Like,
What do you mean?
like,
Do we need like a?
who's the publisher?
DNR LLC.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean DNR Books or something. Like, you need a.
Do we need a fancy name?
I think you need to have a name of your publishing company.
Yeah, do you want to
We
keep
have a
this?
publishing company?
I guess we do now.
Oh, that would be a caring question because that's really how you want to report it at the end of the year, how you make the money
There's that
off
too.
of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
part of it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get Karen in on this because
Okay,
this
yeah,
is
Karen,
legal stuff.
Karen.
I just want
Yeah.
to make things. I
My
don't.
computer
Yeah.
wife, Karen.
Because if you want to report it under your DNR LLC, then you have to combine the income from both. But if you want to keep it separate, then the taxes are done differently, and you usually save more with the more companies.
Well, that's all going to go through the business. We don't
Yeah.
see any
Okay.
of that.
Be your shell account in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're still all in for fleeing the country when we get enough money, right? That's the.
Dude, if I keep watching the news, I'm going to flee the country anyway. So
Yeah.
It's not great.
there's an island. There's an island off the coast of Ireland that I am honed in on. I'm going there, and I'm going to live there.
Okay.
They have internet, so I'm good.
I have enough friends in Canada. I'll just go there.
Yeah.
I was about to say I can do my job from anywhere as long as I have internet. I'm good.
I'd like
I'll
to
go
travel
work
to one
at
of those
the-
countries with the Google internet. That'd be cool.
I'll go work at the Particle Accelerator in Sweden.
There you go.
There you go.
I like it.
All right.
There,
No,
everybody's got a
yeah.
plan. Break.
Yeah.
Let's go. We all break out
By the
our
way, I don't know
passports.
if the Particle Accelerator is in Sweden. I just know it's in northern Europe.
Look,
That or
It's
Finland,
either Sweden or
Sweden,
Denmark.
Norway, it's all the same. It's where they make white people. It's fine.
Oh my god!
It's true. I mean, go to Ancestry.com. I promise you, every single one of us has at least one ancestor from one of those 4 countries.
I'm
Because
pretty
look at
dedicated to
us.
the British Isles, honestly.
Oh, that's a big chunk of mine too.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
I'm mostly
very
French,
German.
actually, if I recall correctly.
I mean, it depends on how far back you go. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
French and Irish, I think. I know my grandfather was Irish. Anyway.
I'm a mutt. I don't care.
Yeah. Jamie got us done, and it was cool, and then I lost it, and I'm like, fuck
I was
it.
thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
No,
One day.
I mean, no, because then, anyway,
They own
they sell
your
your
DNA.
data.
Yeah.
Do they?
They sell, yeah, they sell
Yeah.
your data. The
What,
whole
do they
reason
sell
they
where
do
I
it,
come from, or like my
No,
blood
like-
type?
they use it to collect like metadata on people and use that to sell to other
you give them
companies.
your full name and your address and all of that.
Oh,
You're a
that's
resource, yeah.
nice. Oh,
But,
but I'm
everything
already a
does that.
resource.
But you get to find out how what percentage German you are, so it's
That's
fun.
true.
It's kind of
And
like
it's
give or take.
hard because they're only comparing against what they have in the database. So as the database gets larger, the data becomes better. Also, they own your DNA. You can ask to have it destroyed, and they supposedly will destroy it for you. But who knows if
What about
that's
when
actually
the army
true?
of clone Jasons comes in and we have to worry about that?
Well,
most
it's not that.
ineffectual army.
Here's the thing. It's
I was joking.
in the
Chloe.
future. I know, but I'm gonna tell you now.
Okay.
In the future,
But you did this to yourself.
a company that I forgot what it's called, but it's basically personal biomedical medicine,
Sure.
where it works specifically for you and your DNA.
Okay.
If something like 23andMe or Ancestry.com has your DNA, and this is like very dystopian world thing,
So
but
where
it
we're
can
headed.
be like, we see that you are tagged to get this certain kind of cancer. We can develop a medicine just for you that works for your body that will cure that. Pay us $1 million.
Yeah, for the low price.
Right, but
ruining
I
your
can't
life.
even. Okay, here's the thing. I have no insurance and can't afford to see a regular doctor for a checkup. I'll
Or,
just-
and here's the dystopian, they introduce a plague to the whole world.
Mhm.
And it says, we have your information, we have your DNA, we can make you something that will save you.
Mhm.
Pay us $10 million.
I want to die in that world. It's fine.
Oh,
That's fine.
same. I was about to say, in all
That's
those
right.
like
if they
dystopian
get away
futures.
with that, I
Yeah.
want to be dead. So So
But they will because everyone will be dead.
But
That seems
what
like
if I
a
want to get checked
failed
out because
plan.
I might be 126th Cherokee? I don't know. And then I could tell everybody I'm 126th Cherokee all the time.
I thought up until 3 months ago that I was, and then I found out my dad did one of those DNA test things. He's like, yeah, forget that whole Cherokee thing.
Okay, before Jamie did it, I also was told that I had Romani DNA.
I
And
think
I
that's
don't
what-
believe that's true.
No, I think that's what all
But-
white people are told. Just
Yeah.
it's like
No,
you're
I
There's
not-
had
a
a-
little bit of Spanish, which might have technically been, but like
Yeah.
probably.
I
not.
had a family. I had like a photo that's passed down my family of this woman who was apparently my great great grandmother. Nope, no idea who
just
that
a
was.
lady.
Just a lady.
You don't carry all the genes from both your parents. That it's
Yeah,
selective, so it could be in your parents' DNA. It might
Who
not be in
knows?
yours.
That's
That
fair.
side of the family's racist, so they would never admit it anyway.
Yeah, because you don't get 100% of each parent's DNA.
That's something I'm really jealous of, the whole altar system that some people in Japan still do, because they have documents of their family going back hundreds of years.
Oh,
they
and like
memorize
I know
the
the
names.
Chinese do that
Yeah,
as well.
They do that too.
They're like
and-
family book.
Yeah, here's your family
Like
book,
dwarves.
and like they teach children, like, hey, here are the names of your last 12, 30, 40 like ancestors. Memorize them so that you can say them at any given time. And I met someone who could. They could go back like, I want to say like 30, but it was probably more like 20 generations of like, oh yeah, and then their grandfather was this, and then their mom was this, and like.
So my mom is one of the founding contributors to Ancestry.com.
Wow.
I spent a lot of my time in graveyards copying down tombstones.
Dude, that's so
Fun.
fucking cool. Are you kidding?
Man, Valerie
Uh,
changed her mind about Ancestry.com real fast. I
Shit,
thought it was
my
evil.
information and
Nobody
Um,
said dystopian futures aren't cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because my mom, she's okay. So founding contributor means one of those old ladies who were into
Aw,
genealogy. Like
that's
she was part
cute.
of a group who submitted all their information, which they had like hundreds of pages of information to Ancestry.com. Basically, everything from Illinois to Ohio, like the Midwest,
Mhm.
Yeah.
was founded by this group of ladies, which my mom was part of, and I used to spend my summers in graveyards.
It's pretty
Oh,
goth.
there you go. It's pretty
No,
goth.
I was very white, and it was during the day. I glowed.
Oh,
It's pretty goth.
that's great. Yeah, I was about to say,
God,
you're not saying
yeah.
anything that counteracts the.
I love her.
Ah.
She's beautiful. I love
Yeah,
her.
I just posted a finished Tommy in the Tommy. I keep saying Tommy.
It's
Uh,
both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was about to say,
it's
she
either.
keeps saying both. Like, I don't know which one it is.
Because it was supposed to be Tommy, but she's named after Tomie, who's the character that I really like. So it became Tommy, just like a combination of both.
Is this just gonna be like a character for vampires, or
Yeah.
like what is this?
It's just a
I
character
guess my
for
question-
vampires. She's
Wow.
not getting a biography or anything. She's
Okay.
she's the vampire. The same way Dorn is the Endurant, though Dorn
Yeah.
may or may not actually
Rather,
exist.
we decided that rather than doing just here's a generic vampire, have it be something that's vaguely related to the show.
Because that's what we did with the gnome and the
fine.
Wilden, if I recall correctly. Those are just random ass people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't. We'll give them names later.
I just like how done with everybody's shit Valerie sounds today. It's like, what is this? What have you brought?
Oh, that reminds us, Valerie.
Yes.
We were wondering if you would mind being one of the man on the street during this month's town crier, because you're really good at making it sound like you're completely overwhelmed by the universe, and we needed someone that sounded like that.
I
It would be
don't
like
know
that.
what
Bingo.
you just said.
We're doing okay.
Exactly. See that
Like
exactly
all
right
those
there.
words together.
Jameson,
No
we were
clue.
hoping you wouldn't mind doing something too. We wanted you to do an ad read for us.
Yes, I already.
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll give you guys more of a
Yeah, we'll tell
pitch
you
later.
more. Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
it's just a silly little like 1-2 line thing. It's not going to be
Yeah.
a call that you have to. Yeah,
You
basically
can
yes.
act.
It's just silly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for everybody,
Yeah.
but we need some of that Val flavor of just like, what's going on? I'm scared. Like that. You're really good at that. So we thought.
I can do that.
Okay.
Perfect. Alright.
Is there anything else we need to discuss before we've stopped talking about the book about 15 minutes ago?
Yeah, that's fair.
The Valerie
Valerie.
section. Let's do it.
It's not a lot. I always say that.
Stop
and I
saying
think
that.
that's
Stop
not
lying
true.
to us. Can we just?
We know it's not
It's
true.
it's 3 things, but some of them might be long.
Yes.
First thing, and this kind of ties into the second thing, but I'll do it first. The Dragon Soul Elves or the Tirival.
They're the same thing.
Right, but are we talking using both of those words?
We'll use the proper.
So
which is the Tirival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yes.
we're not mentioning Dragon Soul Elves at all.
Well, I mean, we could say
say
that's
like,
another
also
name for them.
known
Yeah.
as the Dragon Soul Elves.
I mean, isn't
because
that just the common translation?
Yeah,
for
that's
it?
all,
I don't
yeah,
see
that's
it in-
all it is.
literally
Yeah.
So they're
elven
interchangeable.
version.
Hey,
Yeah.
who does elves that talk to dragons? It's fucking Dragon Soul elf. That's
Yeah.
all it. Yeah, that's just
And
the
Okay.
layman's
Dawn
term.
is both on the show too, so it might be a good idea to make sure that we mention Dragon Soul Elves so
Yes.
that people understand what the fuck we're talking about. Because that's
Exactly.
usually what they're called on the
Okay.
show. Because that's the word that's easy to remember. So
Bingo
that's what
bango.
people say.
So right now, in all of the regions sections, it's only Tirival.
Okay.
That's okay.
Which
Whatever.
is fine, but that sort of brings me to my next thing that might be a little. It's not really, but I've noticed there are some things in the book that are talked about that would be good to expand upon, and I don't know how or where. The Tirival / Dragon Soul Elves is one of those things.
I was just thinking I could probably add a subnote to the race section for elves and just be like Dragon Soul Elves. There once was known to be, because that's kind of what they
Well,
were.
they are going to be in the timeline too.
Oh, there you go. But I could add like a little subnote in the elves thing.
Because they've been gone for centuries, and
Right.
they're mentioned in the
so maybe not
timeline,
in
and
the
I'm going to be
race.
expanding upon that. So I don't really think we have to like.
Yeah, that if they don't exist anymore for the most part, it's probably better to put them in the history instead of the races.
Because the only characters that are on the show that give a shit are people who are trying to explore. They're trying to do the 23andMe basically and trying to figure out.
Yeah, like Calden's technically a Dragon Soul Elf, but he's a
Yeah.
Dragon Soul Elf like Jameson was 20% Cherokee at one point, or 2% Cherokee.
Hey,
Right, and that was one of the ones that Jason, I know you mentioned, I don't know if it was last something, but I started highlighting. I highlighted 3 that I was like, these should be like ones that are
Yes.
get their own little
Perfect,
blurb. The
yeah.
Tirival is one of them. It's okay if we have Dragon Soul Elves and Tirival. It just has to be mentioned somewhere that they are the same thing.
And I was going to do that in the timeline thing, right at the top of the book, so that people know.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to look at your notes, and I think Susan had some notes about dates that we can add. And I'll
You're
just
welcome.
thank you. No, thank you. Are the notes in that
Perfect,
doc,
yeah.
or did you send them separate? I can't remember.
No, they're
No,
in the
they're in
doc.
that doc.
They're in the doc. Fantastic.
You're both wonderful. Perfect people.
Fantastic.
Okay. And then other things that aren't talked about and that I think should be somewhere. The Order of Valenza, which is also on the timeline.
Well, it's
So I
under
think-
Dasari Grad too.
The
The
do they
demonic
have...
library in the Hazon Mountains.
They might not have been mentioned by name, actually.
They absolutely were mentioned
Oh,
by
okay,
name.
just checking.
Also,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
I wrote specifically when they killed themselves.
well, okay.
That'll be in the timeline, probably.
That'll be yeah. We could put that in the timeline. Also, I just tackled a note like that recently. It might have been in She. It might have been in a character or whatever. But I did give a date, and I'll do it for the timeline.
oh
I'll
no, it was in the. I know exactly when that was. It was in the Tiefling race write-up because
Blam, there you go.
we listed the dates of the Crusade against
Yes.
them.
Oh, there you go.
So
Yeah. So the dates will be there.
Okay. The Lost City in the Silver Glade, which is connected to the Dragon Soul Elves, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Are we talking about the Lost City anywhere?
Well,
didn't come up in the region chapter.
no,
It came
it's-
up in a travel table.
Yes, and I believe it's mentioned. Well, we could talk about that in the timeline. I figure that's going to be like part of the expansion, but like I don't want to give the exact location because that's kind of the fun of.
No, sure, not like 3 miles east of this rock, but
Everyone knows that
it was
rock.
mentioned like there's a like, oh, is this the entrance to a lost city? Question mark in as a travel
Right.
table, and it's like. Okay, but
Well, like
especially because that is something specific, and it's not like it is a prompt, but it's not necessarily a prompt for the DM to like make up because it's actually a thing.
Well,
I
like
don't know.
here's the thing. The best I can do in a lot of those situations, short of do an entire dungeon for somebody, is give them the historical context of it, what was there, what might be relevant, and we do that with items. It appears there, and then let a DM just fill in the gaps, because that's what we're doing with the rest of the book anyway, for the most part. It's very rare that we're going to say, and here's a complete blueprint. I mean, obviously we're doing that for cities and towns and stuff, but like short of doing basically what we're doing for Titan Shard Bunker in all of these maybe we'll do a book at some point like Lost Places, like, and we can just
That'd
do
be
that.
fun.
That's a terrible name, but I like it.
But you know what you're getting right on the tin.
Fair.
Do we have the gravy boat in Artifacts?
No.
Oh, because you mentioned artifacts, because so we're not really talking about the Lost City in any detail then?
No.
Okay.
I gave an answer, but that is not the answer you wanted,
Well,
so I'm just going
I
to
had a similar thought actually in the Wilden section that we never really talk too much about, like their digs, and I kind of just chalked it up as if it's in the Silver Glade, we're not getting into detail because that's like nobody goes there.
But that's
right?
kind of like, yeah, it's completely cut off from civilization, and the fact that the Wildern is so secretive is a huge part of their culture.
Right, yeah. So like if
I didn't
you
want to do a
find
map of it or anything like that.
Yeah, no, exactly. I guess what I'm saying is I kind of put that Lost Elven City and the Wilden home territory in kind of that same category of it's just in there somewhere where, you know, that's as much as we're doing with it
it's
right
so
now.
uncharted that like, yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think I'm fine with that. We might even want to put one of those little inset notes being like, hey, if it's in the Silver Glade,
good luck.
Good luck.
I know you hate when I say good luck in the book because I did it a couple of times, but like...
No, I think it's so cute. Or are you talking to the fans?
No, I think it's like a sign-off for a chapter write-off. It got done a couple too many times.
Yeah,
but,
I did.
Yeah.
For diseases, it was like, look, if you get to like 5 and that's pandemic level, good luck. I don't know. Like
Oh, well, you wrote it for werewolves, and I thought that was cute because
yes,
they
I
need
think
it.
we should. Yes, werewolves.
I think
absolutely.
we kept it in werewolves and like the opening of the book, which I thought was a good usage of that.
That would be a great place to put good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So I do say that a lot.
I remember, like, in the early days, you would, like, before a session, you guys, I just want to let you guys know, I wish you the best of luck tonight. I hope everything goes well.
Do you remember how Group 4 started?
Group 2.
Yeah, well, because you can only kill and kick so many people, and then and Group 4 was a flighty group. Like, I remember early Val and Lisa, they were so timid.
They were, yeah. It took a while. Lisa is so upfront now, but she did not used to be. We had to pry that out of her in Arc 2. She's
and I'm still not there yet, so that's nice. Okay, next thing.
Great, sweetie.
Where are we in this list? Because I feel like you've mentioned 12 things.
I've literally mentioned 2.
You're killing me.
The lock and chain.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
This feels like a pop quiz.
It does. Are you quizzing me on my world?
Well, you should know the answer.
Valerie,
yes.
how many things are in this book?
It's all in his head. Anyway, okay.
So's everything you read in your chemistry book last night. That doesn't...
Yeah. How's that shit feel?
Sorry, I got mean.
You can pass finals now, can't you?
You read it once? Okay.
You
Valerie,
made it
go
up.
ahead.
Okay.
What's the lock and chain? I don't know.
I don't know. I know it's in the waste travel tables. So something in the desert. I think
it's. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know.
Oh, that was something I need to take out because it was originally to be tied to items and stuff.
Okay, that's things that I need to be told.
I'm very sorry. There are 600 prompts for tables. That is my fault completely. You could bring it up with a little less sass next time.
I'm sorry.
Do you know
I just need to. I feel I like being told things.
And I'm.
By the way, I don't know how Half Dragon got thrown into the book at all. Sorry about that.
I thought.
No, that was Jason.
Oh, was it?
I'm throwing him right under the bus on that.
Oh, how refreshing! That's so different than what's normally.
It's so different than what happened 4 minutes ago.
I was gonna say. That was my fault. But what I'm going to say now is fuck Valerie.
Okay. Both those things are fair. Thank you for telling me. All right.
There's this tiny little imp that likes to harass me. And
We came up with a new name for the tieflings recently too, right? Or wait,
No, we didn't have to.
what got a new name recently?
Wilden.
Wilden and Githzerai,
Okay.
and those are both written down.
Yeah.
And if anybody has any feelings on those, they could just tell
Do
me.
you have those, Valerie? Because I know one of them just happened in comments.
Githzerai is Arazar, but I have not seen or heard about Wilden.
Wilden!
That one would be in the Wilden
Yes, that would be,
section.
but I also
But
have
it was
them-
in a comment, so I knew you hadn't heard it, and you were like, I wish I knew things. I was like, I bet she wants to know about this. I bet she wants to know about...
I mean-
Yeah, because it's in, for example, the word Wilden is in the Silver Glade.
Right.
So now I have to make sure that I make a note that when we're changing
Yes.
Wilden, I put it on my Jasper to-do list.
Yes.
In the Silver Glade, change Wilden to... Oh, and I
Right.
already have it. It is change Wilden to, and then in brackets, something. Wow.
We're
I get
officially changing Mole to half dwarf, by
Yes.
the way.
Yes.
Yes.
That
Do you
as
have
well.
that one, Val?
No.
Well, I mean, if you check a
haven't
note
come
every once in a
across
while.
Mole yet.
Mm.
I
think
think
that
I
might
think
just be
maybe
an
I saw it in characters because I know I've
I
seen
know
it.
that the
but-
guild, the characters, and I think the group write-up has it too, because whenever it mentions Nouveau Slavers, it tends to mention Mole.
Yeah.
So
But that,
It was not mentioned with are the Nouveau in this Bandit's
Bandit's
Rest?
Rest, yeah.
It was not mentioned there.
Okay, well, that's good.
and I
But
think
yeah,
by the time we got to races and stuff, we just did half dwarf. We didn't.
half dwarf.
Yeah.
But I think it would be in some people's characters because some people got copy pasted in, and also I don't think we made that decision
Yeah.
until after a lot
There-
of the characters.
I think the only two Mole in the book are Arena and Big Richard.
Oh,
And they're both mentioned as half dwarf. I just went through them. That's
Okay.
why.
Sweet.
So
Yeah.
all
there
right,
we go.
Look at that.
Okay.
So that
I
one
know
might be all
Mole
set.
is somewhere. I'll find it.
We'll get into
When
it.
we do the final pass and have everything in one
Yeah.
document, we can also just do a Control F to be triple
Yeah.
sure on every. DM is one that keeps like slipping in. Then I change it to GM when I see it, but I keep accidentally
Yeah.
writing DM when I'm writing something.
If you guys want to help me like keep a list of words that we want to make sure we go over,
Yeah.
you know, if there's like DM, Githzerai, Wilden, these words that we know could slip through,
Yeah.
keep a list of them. So then in the final PDF, we can just go through and Control F and make sure.
Yes, and I 100% agree. I put the notes in the that's definitely attached to the Wilden because it's Vinali, and I put it on the Discord at some point. If it would help, I could just send you a message with the recent stuff like that, and
I really appreciate that it's Vinali because that means I don't have to move the wild in the sorting. Did
Yeah.
you think about that?
Yeah.
I love you.
Aww.
Thank you.
What you're just sending me? What are you gonna send me? I'm confused.
A
see
list.
if you just listen to my notes, we would be so much further down the road. I have them here. I put them on
Oh, okay.
Discord, and I did add it to the Wilden section. But if it would help you, I could just send you a message with all these little changes just to make sure that you have them.
Yes, please.
Okay.
That'd be great.
I can absolutely do that.
Okay.
Great.
Let's see. Next thing.
That was
The
three.
Rashomon
That was
Knights.
3!
I didn't say there was 3.
Oh,
The
you
Rashomon
lying
Knights
shit.
will be in
Sorry.
history for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like History of Alara?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they
I
went on a
thought
call.
we're not doing History of Alara. I'm confused.
There's a whole timeline I made.
in the time.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
so
Sorry.
there
in the
is
time.
something on the timeline?
There will be.
Yeah. Because they're done. Is the
They're
thing.
done. There's no more.
Yeah,
There's
it's like the Dragon Soul Elves.
Yeah.
They don't exist.
the
in
Eladrin
current
aren't
world.
going to continue that tradition.
Right.
They're not really all
I
that.
think
Okay, well,
even
right
if-
now the Rashomon Knights are not on the timeline.
Okay. They will be.
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, if they don't fit on the timeline, I think that's another inset box for the on a call write-up that would be pretty easy to do.
We could do
Piece
that
of
too.
trivia, even handwritten note, whatever. You know, just one thing that says, "Hey, this is an elite order of soldiers from on
I
a call. They're all
also-
dead. Bye."
the very least, I also think it's mentioned hardcore in Actaronis's.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
refers
Yeah.
to it a lot.
Yeah,
But I think that's the
so-
only. I think what Val's saying is that's the only part of the book where it's brought up right now.
I completely
Yes.
agree.
It's in regions.
It's also in Onakal.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it?
It's
I didn't
mentioned
realize.
in
Okay.
Onakal, but nothing
they
that,
go
was,
in.
that explained what they were.
Okay.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
It tells that they were made to quell slave uprising, and they weren't really good, but they were owned by the rich families. I remember that.
I thought I went into detail about them at least a little bit in Onakal.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know that from anywhere else. You never told me that.
I
I read that somewhere.
It might be worth just a piece of trivia to be like, where are they now? Gone.
Yeah, I think that's more what how
got you.
they ended.
Right.
Yeah.
Where it's like we get where they started, but we don't have how they ended.
Right.
And honestly, it's kind of the same with House Darksbane and Brightport.
I don't even think
Oh,
they're...
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can't... Like, okay, I think those things belong in the timeline, and maybe just a little inset, I do not think, because it's completely not relevant to what's going on now. But yes, I do think that like, that kind of stuff, boom. And honestly, me and Bree could do some pacing back and forth and just, like, things like that it's like, oh, that deserves... Even if it's just a line, it's like, the last Rashabar Knight dies on Kian.
Yeah.
The end. Like, that's, like, that type of thing.
Why
where
was
we
he on
just...
Kian?
It was the seal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because that would be Actoronus.
Yeah.
Duh. To be fair, he died sooner than that, and then again sooner than that. So that's...
The last Rashabar Knight dies
But the last
again.
death took.
Again.
Died for real.
For realsies, stamp, no takebacks. That's what. That's...
Can't
Read
triple
more,
stamp a double
page
stamp.
000.
And then these two things are more in the introduction. I haven't read it, so I don't know if they're in it, but I think if they're not, it might be good to add, like, how to read this book type part of it. This one is better, so I'll say this one first, and then I'll say the stupid one. That we're setting the book in 1266, and that if ever we mention relative times, it's in relation to 1266.
Yeah, I also figured we'd cover that in the timeline, too, because that'll be the last date in the timeline, but...
And it'll be like, this book, or like a little "You Are Here" sign.
Yeah, we also talked about in the calendar...
Oh, that would be really cute.
Yeah.
The, like, "You Are Here."
Yeah.
And we also talked about for the calendar, we had to set it in a year to get the days of the week correct, but, like, that's... Yeah.
Set it in 1266.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So
Yeah,
that'll
but
be
I mean,
in
to Val's point, I think that first chapter is the place to establish that in at
Yes.
least one place.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that, like, I like DM style. I think I might flesh that out a little bit. Something just to, like, hey, just here's some things to know. Alignment, like that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's low magic. There's no alignments. Here's the date.
It's gray as
but that's
fuck.
loosey goosey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna kill you.
And then the one other thing is, maybe it's not necessary, but I wrote it down, so I'll say it. That mentioning that we've made it like an editing decision to alphabetize by first name and not last name.
Okay. Yes.
Just cause I'm thinking, and I'm just telling you right now, I don't think the index is gonna be in the book.
I don't think so.
What?
I think we all knew that every time we talked about the index, but we didn't want to hurt
Except
your feelings.
Me.
Yeah.
No, that's that. You know those war movies where someone's guts are blown out, and it's like, I don't think I'm gonna make it, Johnny, and everyone's telling it's like, no, you're gonna be fine, Valerie. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna get you to that hospital. You're gonna see Las Vegas. It's gonna be great. And we were just lying to you.
Okay.
But we can have it in the PDF.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's where
Yes.
I think that was the consolation prize is
Yeah.
we can get it with hot
We're
links,
not doing this all for nothing.
Yeah,
We're
with
just like-
hyperlinks in the PDF.
Yeah.
Or if I think Jasper mentioned it, just putting it up on the website,
Yeah.
Or on the
yeah.
website.
which
yeah.
I think is a really good idea
That's
as well.
cool.
But
Yeah, I mean,
just
it's been-
mentioning that we've decided to alphabetize things by first name and not last name. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that, like, they open the book and they see that
I
very
do think they do kind of
easily.
see that.
I think, yes, but
That's a little bit like saying we did decide to go with the Oxford comma. It's like, I think they'll get it if they care.
yeah.
Like,
Mm.
because it's consistent. It's not, you know.
I think the first time they open up, like, it's like Jeff. It's like, I think they put it together really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought maybe people would be mad that we alphabetized by first
And
name,
I'll-
but it
Well,
makes
it's
sense.
too
Like,
late
we
now.
need to explain ourselves.
A lot of people don't even have last names in the book. It was hard enough
Yeah.
to deal with the fucking countess and families.
Here's the
and,
thing.
like,
There will be plenty of time to explain ourselves later. I'm sure some of the questions we'll get is like, where do you get off? And we'll have to explain that. Valerie, I don't want to rush you. I have to record a thing in less than 20 minutes.
Okay, no. Here's...
And I always leave
I
while
think
you're
that was
doing your
written
stuff
somewhere.
to use the restroom.
Do you
and I don't
remember?
want to.
Do you remember young naive Jameson, who was like, "It's not going to take an hour and a half. Like, we'll get out of that call by then, and then we'll."
Here's the thing: is every hour that me from an hour ago is an idiot. This is what I've learned about myself.
I knew this was going to go up until the minute. I already have my book waiting for me in the living room.
I'm just constantly looking back just over my shoulder, going, "What a fucking moron."
So, past Jameson equals moron. Okay.
Yeah, as in like immediate past, as in
10 minutes
That
ago,
guy?
on my way home from work, I got Wendy's. My stomach fucking hurts. Like
Yeah, no.
I'm
Man, I
stupid.
want
No, I'm
Wendy's.
done.
I'm not complaining about that. I
No!
just decided
Anything else,
to
Valerie?
These are things
upload
we
some
need to talk
self-loathing.
about.
Yeah.
These,
We'll
and
take it. We'll
these-
eat it up, Jameson.
these meetings are
I
going to
love
get
Val's
long.
notes.
Yeah, these meetings are going to get longer the closer we get to this deadline.
Yeah, well, because it's all grab bag shit now. It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
like minutia. Where before it was big picture stuff. It's like, you guys remember that character chapter? When are we gonna start that?
Yeah. Like literally, I'm asking. It's like, what's on the back of this book? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just dumb
Yeah.
shit. Like,
How do we have to have a publisher? We have
yeah.
to.
That's
Wait.
new.
Do
I
we
thought the
register
fairies
with the
were taking
Library
care-
of Congress?
Ooh.
Well,
I
I
mean,
think
that's
if
kind of what an
anything-
ISBN is, right? You're registering on a.
I thought so.
Yeah, and I don't think it's specifically Library of Congress, but it puts it in our registry.
Well, I think
So-
we're part of the great works of history that need to be preserved.
Hey,
Well, everything that's
fucking
put in
pub
the
crawls
Library
there,
of
so do it.
Congress.
Nice. All right. That being said, I love you all, but I need to go. Jameson, you don't get to go.
You
Well, I
stay
do have to go
forever.
because my wife's on her way home with the kids. I'm going to
Okay.
leave. I'm going to help them in the house. I'm going to make sure that they're asleep by whatever means necessary,
Okay.
and then I will be available again.
I'm gonna call some authorities in your area to check up on you.
No, not until he finishes the book.
Only in the most wholesome ways.
Like
All right.
really tight hugs.
Or things involving holes. I
My
don't know.
favorite part about that, I'm not sure if you guys could see it on this camera, but his hands kind of shook a little for like tight hugs, and then like it's very creepy.
I gotta try and remember how to run combat for Mutants and Masterminds.
You're doing great, sweetie.
I thought I'd have time to refresh. I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm
No.
Valerie, it is
You're
not
fine.
you.
It's not
It
you.
is not
It's
you.
me. I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's
No, it's
Okay.
Wow.
it was me when we were picking a date for this session, being like, after the meeting's fine, right?
Wednesday's
we'll be done.
great. Like it's yeah.
We have so
That's
much
fine.
time on Wednesdays. All right. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go get new
so-
glasses. Valerie, I'm gonna be here for Brightport.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just remembered because they have a session. I'm gonna be away from my computer, but I think I can do it on my phone. So I might be editing on my phone.
Okay. And you're
luck.
just accepting changes, so I
Yeah.
think
It
it'll
should
be
easy.
easier.
Yeah, I think so. You guys have fun, Mutants and Masterminds.
Sure.
You two have fun the rest of your night.
Okay.
And I'll see you later. Bye.
I'll hit you up in
Bye.
15.
Bye.
Bye.
And Susan, if you can get the regions that I sent to you. I want to finish these regions tonight.
Oh, I already did them. I was gonna post it
Huh?
after the meeting,
Oh,
but and I'm almost finished with B.
That was really cute.
B and
Okay.
C.
Like how
Everyone's
Susan
saying-
gets
Hi, guys.
kisses, I get called out, but that's cool. That's cool.
well, Susan's cuddled me, so.
Yeah.
I will get put on a watch list if I do that. So
I'm 22. We have to stop saying this. Like, I'm not
If when this book gets done, I will 96 you the next time.
Oh my god. Wow. What a privilege. What an honor.
I'm scared.
Wait, but you have to
I
say
don't
you have a
wanna-
wife before you do it.
yeah, that's
I know she's not home, so I don't have to explain that statement. Like, what did you say you were gonna do to Valerie?
That girl that I met.
yeah.
That one that'll get you put on a wash list?
I'm gonna lay on her back, on my back, and
Oh,
just kind
wait.
of be there for a moment.
Oh, that's what it
You're
was.
going
I
on
remember
a
now.
walk.
I remember now. I was described this.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Don't leave.
Guys, love
Bye.
you all.
Bye.